Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. I am Mahmoud Salman, Cybersecurity Solutions Consultant, working for Trim Micro. I'm pleased to have this opportunity participating in MENA Information Security Conference 2020, talking about integrating security into the IT/OT strategy in the new converged environment, focusing in securing smart factories. As we know that digital transformation is taking place in all the fields of our life, even our factories start to be smart factories, moving from being an isolated environment to be interconnected environment depends on information exchange, feedback, collaboration. Smart factories depends on new technologies like IoT, IIoT, fourth generation of industry, artificial intelligence, machine learning, edge computing, and cloud computing. The trend of IT/OT convergence and IIoT in our factories leads industry to adopt cybersecurity solutions and best practices to ensure the system security and reliability, since cyber threats and attacks targeting OT are increasing rapidly in the past 5 years. But why suddenly there were so many cyber incidents happening? Traditionally, people believe that OT environments are safe because they are air-gapped. But I'm afraid that this is not true for the modern smart factories, where the OT perimeter is elapsing by time because of many reasons like IT network expansion, or what's called IT/OT convergence, where we can find OT devices connect to IT servers like ERP, where hackers can also take advantage of that path. That's why IT to OT is the most popular attacking path. IIoT gateway, which connects OT to the internet. With searching tool like Shodan, we can easily find tens of thousands of IIoT gateways with very weak authentication are connected to OT. Local LTE and local 5G residing in OT environment. There are many security issues related to 4G, 5G connectivity are not considered properly for this threat vector. Insider threats. Actually, in the latest SANS survey, more than 30% of the actual incidents were about insider threats. They can be a trusted and legitimate contractor bringing in an infected USB stick or laptops and introduce a significant damage to the OT environment. So we have three different types of factories in digital transformation journey. First, traditional factories. Those factories suffers from lack of resources and security awareness with weak network design and many legacy systems, which means more possibility for cyber threats. The second type, modernizing factories. Those factories which have mixture of new and legacy systems and find obstacles in unifying security policy or solutions to protect their environment. The third type, the fully automated factories. Those with high level of automation and security awareness, and they have the proper resources to manage their security solutions. So in the past decade, we witnessed many cyber threats targeting OT environments, focusing on the critical infrastructure and the air-gapped environments. And recently, we started to see cyber threats targeting smart factories, IT to OT attacks, where we can find IT/OT convergence or internet connectivity in the OT environment. In general, OT environment has many weaknesses and vulnerabilities, and they can be summarized into 5 main points. Shadow OT, there are many unknown devices and insecure gateways connectivity existing in OT environment. Some of them might be malicious or might be considered as a threat vector or backdoor. Insecure authentication and protocols in the communication between devices might be utilized by hackers for man-in-the-middle attacks like DOS or DDoS attacks or sensitivity data leakage. Unpatched devices, some OS and application are legacy, so patch is not available or even is not visible. Insecure third-party software, some devices are exported to the OT environment, contains malicious software or vulnerable application. One of the main differences between IT and OT environment that IT environments are focused on data confidentiality and protection against data leakage. But in OT world, availability is the most important thing to maintain. Keeping the operation running is the goal. Hackers also know about this. That's why most of the OT cyber breaches ended up with production outage. In order to do that, we see that malwares are widely distributed in order to string out the recovery time and maximize the damage. It's not like the IT advanced persistent threats where hackers silently steal the information as long as possible. In the current situation, in many environments, the cybersecurity solutions are focused on the IT side by deploying security controls on the endpoints, server, storage, and network, and dealing with OT side as a secured black box. While OT environments are subject to many cyber attacks like ransomware, worms, or even attacks targeting the PLC functionality and operation, which will end up with production outage. In general, attackers have 6 attack vectors for the IC and OT environment. Server attack, where the attackers performs attacks like DOS or DDoS. Software attack, where the attacker injects servers with malware and malicious payload like ransomware or worms. Communication protocol attack, when the attacker performs man-in-the-middle attack exploiting weak authentication or unsecured protocol to intercept data. Web application attack, when the attacker attacks the server that has a web interface with SQL injection or brute force or cross-site scripting. Wireless attack, by targeting the devices connected to the wireless access point or perform MAC spoofing or management interface exploits. Physical attack, when the attacker has a physical access to the controller network and field device network and having the ability to disrupt their functionality with false commands. TX1 security solutions are dedicated solutions to secure ICS and OT environments. And it's as a result of the joint venture between Trend Micro and Moxa. Trend Micro has more than 30 years of experience in information security, threat research, deep packet inspection technologies. Also, Moxa has 31 years experience in OT and industrial control system protocols, infrastructure, and hardware manufacturing. TX1 solution has 3 main key features. TX1 solutions are developed by cybersecurity expertise from Trend Micro and Moxa. They are developed based on industrial mindset. They are OT-focused solution, purposely built technology to secure the OT environments. TX1 networks provide network and endpoint protection solution for OT environment and centralized management console. Network protection solution represented by EdgeFire, which is an industrial next-generation firewall, and EdgeIPS, which is an industrial next-generation IPS. Both are deployed between level 1 and level 3 in front of mission-critical assets or network edge. Endpoint protection solution represented by SafeLock ICS, which is an industrial host-based lockdown whitelisting solution, and Portable Security, which is an industrially removable anti-malware and cleaning tool. Both can be deployed or applied to mission-critical assets or isolated PCs or servers. EdgeFire, which is an industrial next-generation firewall, provides visibility and protection from data link layer up to the application layer in the OT environment. Since it's enhanced with NATing and integrated switch capability, it provides network segmentation and segregation to divide the network into different secured zones of control, featuring network access control and network attack prevention for critical assets. EdgeFire has the ability to operate with a high level of asset visibility using passive asset identification and IT-OT traffic communication with OT networks. Also, it has the ability to protect vulnerable unpatched devices and legacy system with its signature-based virtual patching protects the assets against OT exploits. It can be managed locally or through the ODC centralized management. EdgeFire is certified industrial grade hardware with compact size, dual power input, a wide thermal operation range, and durability tailored for industrial cabinet design and OT environments. EdgeFire flexibly can be deployed into two modes, monitor and protect mode. Monitor mode and protect mode preserve the productivity while maximizing the security. In monitor mode, we can detect and log the threats, while in protect mode, we can detect, log, and block the attacks. EdgeIPS, which is an industrial next-generation IPS, provide visibility and protection from the data link layer up to the application layer in the OT network. EdgeIPS ensures the security of individual assets and small production zones through transparent deployment, providing OT visibility and OT protocol filtering with the option of inline or offline functionality. This security solution is designed specifically to fit into OT network without disturbing the pre-existing configuration. It's enhanced with signature-based virtual patching, protects the asset against the OT exploits. EdgeIPS can be managed locally or through the ODC centralized management. It's also certified industrial-grade hardware with packet size, dual power input, wide thermal operation range, and durability tailored for industrial cabinet design and OT environment. EdgeIPS can be installed as an inline protection mode to provide detection and blocking, and also it can be installed as an inline monitor mode to provide detection and monitoring, with hardware bypass feature to pass the traffic in case of power failure to maintain the production availability. TXODI, which is TX1 pass deep packet inspection for industrial, is the EdgeFire and EdgeIPS core technology. It gives the EdgeIPS and EdgeFire the visibility and the protection capability, and also the ability to have OT-aware operational intelligence by defining network whitelisting access list, including device protocol and the operation. For example, building an access list instructing that PLC1 can communicate only with engineering workstation 1 with Modbus protocol for read operation only. EdgeIPS and EdgeFire supports a variety of OT protocols used in different industries, allowing OT and IT security system administrator to collaborate, which allows for seamless operation with existing network architecture. With EdgeIPS and EdgeFire, we can divide the OT network into secured segments, which gives us the ability of malware containment during the incident, shielding devices vulnerabilities, and deeply inspect IT protocols like SMB and RDP. Since most of the attacks in OT environment targeting legacy OS and unpatched systems, where patch is unavailable or even not visible, SafeLock ICS Edition is an application whitelisting solution where we can lock down and secure mission-critical assets against unwanted or malicious software or executables or DLLs. SafeLock protects fixed function devices from malware, infection, or unauthorized changes, including the industrial control system, HMI, and SCADA systems. SafeLock was specially designed to help secure the legacy system through its lockdown feature, which limits execution of application only to those that are necessary for daily operation. SafeLock prevents cyber incident without relying on pattern files. By SafeLock, we can provide operation lockdown and integrity monitoring through data lockdown, where we can prevent any unauthorized changes for the critical system files and database. Configuration lockdown by preventing any unauthorized changes to the device settings, USB device lockdown by allowing only trusted USB device to operate in the OT environment. SafeLock supports variety of Windows operating system, including the end-of-sale Windows OS, like Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows Vista, and Windows Server 2000 and 2003, where vulnerabilities exist and patch is not even available. SafeLock can operate as a standalone securing fixed function devices like ATM, point of sale, and also can operate in the agent console scenario, securing interactive production line system where all the events are sent to the SafeLock Intelligent Management Console, which can forward it to the IT SIM to provide the IT team with visibility for any OT security events. Trend Micro Portable Security 3 is an anti-malware scanning and cleanup tool for air-gapped system and standalone devices where antivirus cannot be installed. PS3 doesn't require any installation, easily to be managed with centralized management capability, supporting Windows and Linux platform with capability of collecting asset information from the scanned devices. It's designed to scan mission critical and legacy system where AV are not allowed to be installed with no impact on the performance for the scanned devices. PS3 can easily be managed by plugging and launching the scanning and the cleanup process with LED notification for the scanning status. Red color means malware detected and action is required. Green color means malware detected and cleaned. Blue color means no malware is detected and the system is safe. PS3 can be installed in two modes. The standalone mode for a small environment where the PS3 USB device take the updates and the settings configuration from any device connected to the internet. Then we can start the scanning cleanup process and asset information collecting on the air-gapped devices. Or it can be installed in a centralized management mode for large deployment, where the settings and the updates are done through the centralized management program, and the scanning logs are synchronized with the management program when the scan is finished. PS3 supports a variety of Windows and Linux operating system, including the legacy Windows OS like Windows XP, Windows 7, and Windows Vista. PS3 can also collect the asset information from the scanned devices, like OS version and applications installed on the device, Windows update, and much more. OT Defense Console provides centralized visibility and defense line management to manage and deploy different security policies to EdgeIPS and EdgeFire nodes with at-a-glance dashboard giving a clear overview of the current security status in the OT network. Odyssey provides OT network visibility through its dashboard where the security admin can easily monitor cases, receive notification, and analyze activity in the OT environment. Node management where Odyssey allows large scale and remote management of all EdgeIPS and EdgeFire devices in different facilities where firmware upgrade and pattern updates and policy configuration and enforcement can be done from the Odyssey. Log view and query, where Odyssey keep cybersecurity, policy enforcement, protocol filters, node group system, audit, and asset detection logs, complete with a graphical user interface and other tools to help the security admins getting what they need out of them. And from any EdgeFire or EdgeIPS node running on the network as quickly as possible. Odyssey is available as a physical or virtual appliance for flexible deployment. One of the examples for IT-OT, IT-to-OT cybersecurity attacks is the LockerGoga ransomware in 2019, which infected power plant in European country. The attack was designed to infect the Active Directory. The malicious executable was placed in the netlogon directory so that it could automatically propagate to every device communicate with the domain controller, which infected many IT servers and PCs and engineering workstation, and also the application servers in OT environment. They were infected by encrypting the files. The devices were out of service, which forced the factories to halt its production, and many cities were suffering from power outage. So how TX1 solution provide the proper security protection to protect against such attack? By periodically scanning and cleaning the devices against malware using PS3, looking down the mission critical systems, servers, HMI, and engineering workstation against unwanted or malicious executable or malware by SafeLock. Also, segmenting the OT environment into secured segment and securing the mission critical assets and shielding its vulnerabilities and inspecting the IT/OT traffic, also providing the proper network whitelisting through EdgeFire and EdgeIPS will prevent such attack to occur and helps in containment for any security breach and keeps the operation running during the security incident. Trend Micro and TX1 networks provide full corporate security coverage against IT and OT cybersecurity threats. TX1 provide OT security solution by installing EdgeIPS and EdgeFire in OT network from level 1 to level 3, securing mission critical assets like PLCs and HMI and internet-facing devices, shielding the vulnerabilities and segmenting the OT environment into secured segments, centralized visibility and reporting and management through the OT Defense Console, locking down the system and server against unwanted executables with SafeLock, implementing a periodical anti-malware scan and cleanup process through PS3, while Trend Micro Deep Discovery Inspector, which is the network sandboxing placed in the IT/OT DMZ, can provide detection for the advanced persistent threats and targeted attacks. Tipping Point, the network IPS, will provide protection for known and undisclosed vulnerabilities, and its integration with Deep Discovery Inspector will provide a breach detection against any threats. Deep Security for the hybrid cloud and server protection will provide the proper anti-malware, virtual patching, and log inspection. So TX1 Networks and Trend Micro Security Solution will provide the optimum security solution for the real IT/OT convergence. Thanks a lot for your time in attending this session.
Good day, everyone. This is Hamzh Koujan, and it is really my pleasure to be here with you today. I will try to continue what my colleague Mahmoud have already started. So we will continue on the subject of integrating security into the IT/OT strategy. But we will try to shift a little bit up to the cloud. So we will cover how cloud migration and cloud native application can be built in a secure manner. So before we started, we will just try to focus on a digital transformation and how well every sector is doing on that journey. So let's start with the financial services. So we see that how mobile blockchains and big data help a lot on that part. AI drive the customer engagement at lower cost, and that's what goes and what drive many of the companies on that section to utilizing and to expedite their digital transformation process. We see that mobile payments have break $1 trillion in 2019. Then if we jump to the retail business, we see that how omni-channel, IoT, augmented reality, and hyper-personalization drive the customer experience. I believe that many of the customers will decide to utilizing the new way of engaging with the retail business. Like we see now, we can utilize our mobiles to shop for our daily stuff, and that reflects that the study that shows that within 5 years we will see that 25 of the malls will be gone. If we jump to the healthcare, we see that digitally enabled tools has been utilized to diagnose and treat and management. That kind of engagement, that kind of tools help us to prevent up to 95% of adverse drug events. Manufacturing isn't that far from all of the other sectors, so we see automation, robotics, and AI help us improve the efficiencies and operations inside the manufacturing. We see that how those kind of adoption help us to reduce the plant outage by 50%. So we all believe that digital transformation is something that is good, and it is a must for everyone. Everybody need to adopt those kind of new technologies like cloud, big data, artificial intelligence, IoTs, and automation. It's not always bright as it looks like. According to the Research X team from Trend Micro, we see that the cyber risk index has been increased. That risk index, that study shows that around 70% of the organizations has at least one data breach in 2019. Around 20% of them has 7 or more. The top 2 risk issues are organizational misalignment and overall complexity. And the lack of visibility and connectivity across the environment introduce a significant risk. So what we will try to address today is 3 challenges that is related to the digital transformation and our converged environment journey. So what we see now, we see 3 cases or 3 problems that we, from security side, of course, but it is for better engagement and for better processes. So first, it's the shipment to the cloud. So now the migration of the cloud is becoming the #1 choice for many companies. So when we do that kind of migration, we will face a new kind of problems, and we will try on those next slides to cover that part. Also, there is the mobility side. So when users now working from home, like what happened on the COVID-19 pandemic, that also introduces new challenges of how to secure those users. Next, when we are looking at the other side, now we see an extended network and operational technologies also taking place. So a lot of areas to secure. And I believe my colleague Mahmoud have already covered that part very well. So what I will try to cover now is the #1 problem when it comes to security and securing your journey to the cloud. So let's see what we call the perfect storm for cloud security. What we mean by the perfect storm is a set of actions and cases that cause that problem on the when it comes to cloud security. We can mention some of them here. So the key areas to mention, for example, the exploding set of cloud infrastructure services, the multiple teams making infrastructure and security decisions, DevOps increasing velocity of application delivery, more demanding on the compliance requirement, new vectors for breaches, and too many security tools to take care of. So when we see the companies taking their decisions to go to the cloud, we see that there is 3 kinds of strategies. The first is called cloud migration. When the company takes the decision to go to the cloud in a transition and not cut over kind of approach, this is what we call the cloud migration. So we ended up having a hybrid cloud where we have physical, virtual, and cloud kind of computing resources. Then we have the second strategy, which is to go native to the cloud. Here we see that the company is taking decisions and prioritize their ability to deliver fast, to iterate often, and to build the infrastructure as a code. We see here that the main approaches is like code reuse, open source, and public code repositories. Some of the technologies that you can see on the cloud native application strategy is DevOps strategies, like utilizing GitHub, Jenkins, Chef, Puppet, Slacks, and the other fancy tools. We see that the main workload will be the cloud workloads, where we distribute and we publish those workloads on the environment like AWS, Azure, VMware, and Google Cloud platforms. And then we see a heavy utilization of cloud storages like Amazon S3, Azure Blob, and Google Storage. And at the end, we will see the new kind of workloads will be utilized, like containers, Dockers, Kubernetes, and the other related services. And the end will be the serverless functionalities, where we don't care anymore about the underlying kind of resources, like the operating systems and how our services run, while we only care about the code that we will publish. The third kind of strategies is the cloud operational excellence. And it's like the top between the strategies, where the company or the customer already been mature about their cloud journey, and they need to streamline their process there. They need to be repeatable and consistent. There we'll see that the infrastructure and cost optimization is the things that the customer is looking for. We see that the customer will start using multi-clouds, and they are looking for what we call the cloud center of excellence. Here, the driven will be to make sure they are they are meeting the assurance and compliance requirements, like PCI, GDPR, NIST, and HIPAA on their cloud resources and services. So how do you secure such a complex and fast-paced environment? The answer here is Trend Micro Cloud One platform, which designed to help you build your services on the cloud in a secure manner. So it doesn't matter where you are on your cloud journey, we will help you to meet your requirement from security perspective across all those strategies. So it's a cloud-native, SaaS-based platform with the most extensive set of cloud security services. This platform will guarantee many unified approach to access those services, like single sign-on, common user and cloud account enrollment, common procurement and billing, common support and documentation, expandable platforms that whatever Trend Micro will introduce in the future will be part of that platform. So within this platform, we have as of today, 6 different services and products. We will cover those services and products on the next slide, and we will see how those products will meet and will help us to secure our journey, no matter where we are on that journey. So those services will work across different layers to make sure that message or that goal will be achieved. This platform will guarantee for you 3 main things. It's flexible, it's an automated, and all-in-one. Let's take them one by one. So the flexibility, it means that you are flexible to take your decision no matter what it will be and where it will be. So first, from the platform part, we don't restrict you to a single platform. If you are deciding to go with the AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, or name it, we have no problem with that. We can support you wherever you decide to go. As of now, we support more than 70 cloud services. It's the same when you select your kind of application and how you will build it. If you decide to go monolithic or a container or a serverless, we will help you on all of those decisions. Also, the flexibility extends to the operating system side. So as of today, we support thousands of kernels, and we keep rapid updates to make sure that we keep supporting whatever has been introduced. Automation to help you scale with the speed. So our technologies has been built with a development kind of approach. We know how they have to be agile. We understand their language. We understand the DevOps process, and we try to introduce our security the way they are used to work. What we call security as a code, which let the DevOps teams build security into their pipelines and release continuously and frequently. Then we offered our complete list of RESTful APIs to help you build in automation and automate the deployment, the discovery, and with auto-scalings and event-driven tasks. Then we offer you a quick start templates just to expedite the process as much as we can, and those templates are available through many different platforms. And at the end, we are assuring that your cloud infrastructure will be deployed in a secure and comply way with the many of regularity standards. That's through many of the cloud best practices that our product has been shipped with. Today, we have more than 600 of those best practices support compliance like NIST, HIPAA, PCI, and GDPR. And at the end, all in one platform, which can help you with one single platform to build a secure cloud environment, no matter where you are on that cloud journey. So you cannot secure what you cannot see, and that's why we offer you one platform to give you the visibility and the control over your entire infrastructure. It's deliver tools and vendor consolidation. It's offer you a capability to do a common user and cloud account enrollment, and it offer you the buy how you want, if you prefer subscription or consumption based option, and buy wherever you want through the marketplace for AWS and Azure, or through your preferred channel partner. So backing to our strategies on the cloud, let's see how each of these products and services under the Cloud One platform will help you on your journey. So let's start with the cloud migration. So on the cloud migration, we will see that there is two problems for each strategy. The first one is the operational challenges, where the operation team, they don't know how to deal with the security. So we have a hybrid multi-cloud. We have a problem on the centralized visibility. We have a problem on the performance, and have a problem with Windows relevance. And all of these will reflect also on the security. So we will see that the proper or the familiar kind of problems on security will also be raised on that stage, like ransomware, unpatched OS, and communication with the CNC servers. And here we offered you the first security solution to help you on that part. We called Cloud One Workload Security. So Cloud One Workload Security is a unified protection and incident response platform that will offer you a full vulnerability detection and prevention through our IDS and IPS host-based engine, lateral movement and firewall capabilities through our firewall engine, integrity monitoring, application control and log inspection, malware, ransomware with behavior analysis and machine learning. All of these capability shipped with one solution and one agent to be installed on your platform. It's offer you an automated deployment and API and integration capability. It will help you accelerate your compliance and support a broadest set of platforms and environments. Next, we have the Cloud One Network Security, which also another component that will help you to secure your cloud migration journey. So if you are familiar with our tipping point offering on the on-premise network, now it has been extended to the cloud. So it's an optimized and integrated to cloud network fabric for ingress and egress IPS inspection. It's offer virtual patching against vulnerabilities and active blocking of threats and CNC traffic. It offers flexible option to deploy quickly and transparently in line without re-architecturing, and scale without deploying multiple instances. And even we can go up to 10 gigabit per second, thanks to our deep integration with AWS company. Now, let's move to the next strategy that we addressed, which is the cloud native application. So here we see that the DevOps are the key part here, and development is the main person to look at to help him secure your applications. because everything here is driven by code. And that's why what Trend Micro have tried to address here, using many technologies, because we understand how the workload, the container, and serverless functionality work. We will try to help you on that area. So let's see the challenges now. So the operational challenges will be security, slowing the DevOps down because they are not using the right tool for that kind of environment. And the automation with the CI/CD pipeline will be difficult, and too many tools and heavy use of the Linux. That will also reflect on the security part. So we will see that vulnerability will be seen on the container images, on the open source code, on the third-party AVA vulnerabilities, and we will see some kind of application-level problems and security holes like SQL injection and malicious file being uploaded to your file storage on the cloud. So what is the solution here? It's Cloud One Container Security. Cloud One Container Security can scan container images in the development pipeline, looking for vulnerabilities, malware, secret, and IOCs, and compliance problems. It will be highlighted and it will help you fix that problem. It will be built inside your pipeline for earlier detection, and it can do registry scanning for recurring and latest threat intelligence, and we can do deeply integration with your DevOps pipeline through native API integration. Next product that can help us here is Cloud One Application Security. So if you are going on the serverless approach and you have no control again under the underlying stack, so we can help you at the application level. We can help you protect against exploitation of vulnerability and data filtration. We can help you on SQL injection prevention, remote command execution kind of attack, and illegal file access and malicious payload and URL redirects. It has a minimal impact on the performance and the development stream. It can be fully integrated only with a 2-line of code. Visibility, it will go down to the line level of code. So when the error comes or when a problem has been raised, it will give you exactly the line of code that this problem has been introduced. It supports the broadest platform support. So many development languages are supported like Java, Python, Node, PHP, .NET, and Rails. And at the end, if you are heavily relying on the cloud storage like Amazon S3 and Azure Blob Storage and the Google Cloud Storage, then we can help you secure those by using a multi-cloud storage support for Amazon S3, Azure, and Google Cloud Storage, and offer you an advanced anti-malware, not only with a file reputation, but also with a variant kind of protection like machine learning, artificial intelligence, and sandboxing. It's automated to scan whenever new files are uploaded, and we offer API integration for custom action. Next, we have the third strategy when you are looking for cloud operational excellence. And at that stage, we see that the problem is how we can make sure that we are complying with all regulatory standards. So we see rapid growth in new cloud services, and the learning curve for proper configuration is not like that good. We see many teams using cloud services, but we have a lack of visibility and proving compliance. We see problems like on the operational side, but it also will affect big time the security, like cross-account access to repository, open storage to the internet, keys not rotated frequently enough, and misconfigured cloud formation templates. All of these can be handled by Cloud One Conformity, which offer you an auto check where we can continuously check for adherence to best practices and compliance standards from building the pipeline to the runtime. Also, in some cases, we can offer you an autocorrect where we can help you fix the problem faster with self-healing and integration with DevOps workflows. As of today, we support 70+ services across AWS and Azure, and we have 600+ best practices rule to help you make sure that your cloud configuration is built with the compliance required. It has a built-in compliance for AWS well-architectured framework, PCI, HIPAA, NIST, and GDPR. It's offer you a step-by-step remediation rule with 70+ controls with self-healing. It doesn't stop here, but all of these products are getting better and better thanks to our research team. One of those research teams are Zero Day Initiative Program, which include 3,500 plus independent vulnerability researchers that help us to discover over half of the vulnerability in 2018. It doesn't stop on the ZDI team, but also we have more than 450 dedicated researchers that working across many research centers all over the world to make sure that whatever you are building, it will be built with secure. It helps us to detect threats, enhance our technologies, and help to detect exploits and vulnerabilities. Those teams also work very closely with the underlying campaigns like Cybersecurity Undergrounds and help law enforcement to make sure they can catch the bad guys. At the end, what we can offer you is a fully cloud native SaaS-based platform that will help you on your cloud journey. That doesn't mean we don't have the on-prem offerings. We still keep, and we will keep support and update our on-prem offering like deep security software, which help you also to secure your on-premise data center completely from locally without utilizing any cloud services. Whatever your decision will be to go with either one of these services, you should have know that it's only change for you where the management will be. But both technologies, both offerings can be utilized to secure your workloads in a hybrid environment. So if you have workloads on the cloud and have on-prem, both solutions can be utilized and both solutions can be effective for you. It's always the customer choice where the management and where the logs will be. At the end, to wrap up the sessions, we have introduced Trend Micro Cloud One, our new security service platform that combine all of our 30 years of expertise to one platform that will offer you the flexibility, the automation, and all-in-one approach. It will help you in your journey to the cloud. If it's a cloud migration, cloud native application delivery, or if you are looking for a cloud center of operational excellence, wherever you are on those strategies or journey, we will be here to help you. I would like to end up my presentation with some saying from two of our loyal customers that they are generous enough to share with us their findings about Trend Micro. So we have here Mario from the security architecture from Blackboard, and what he say that with the Trend Micro SaaS-based cloud solution, PCI compliance have moved from hours of work to a click of a button. We not only get complete protection, but also time saving for our team. And we have Ed Martinez, the CISO from Club Corp, and what he said that Trend Micro enabled me to reduce my breach risk across Cloud Corp and save almost 30% of my cyber insurance premiums based on the protection and visibility I have now. This is just an example. We have many customers across all the sectors. And I believe just if you are willing just to visit Trend Micro website, customer success portal, you will see how much of those customers are liking our technologies and they are willing to share their information as a customer success story. Also, I would like to mention here the Forrester and in their Forrester Wave Cloud Workload Security Q4 2019, they mentioned that Trend Micro has named as a leader with the highest score in the current offering and strategies. Another report from Gartner, and it's very good report. I recommend all of you to just try to go over that market guide document. It's 2020 market guide for cloud workload protection, and they mentioned 7 recommendations. Trend Micro was able to meet all of those recommendations only by one solution. And all of that help us to reflect our leadership on the market. Trend Micro is #1 market share leader for hybrid cloud workload security with over 29%, according to the IDC. I would like, at my end of my presentation, to thank you very much for your time and hope you stay safe and stay secure. Thank you and goodbye.